New figures out this morning paint a pretty stark picture of cardiac arrest survival in New Zealand. In the past year alone, 2,500 people were treated for cardiac arrest. That's where your heart stops, nearly 7 a day, yet only 24% survived to reach the hospital and just 12% made it to 30 days. Early defib more than doubles survival chances, but only 6% of patients received it before an ambulance arrived. And while most patients are men, women, and Pacifica and Māori continue to face significantly worse outcomes. John Moores, Clinical Services Deputy Chief Executive at St John. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Gosh, it's a long job title. Good to have you in the studio. So is the reason, so first of all, your heart stops.
Yep.
And what percentage chance do you have of making it alive at hospital?
So currently, for return of spontaneous circulation to hospital, 29% on a certain cohort, but overall 11% on the patients that we start resuscitation on.
Right, so it's not great odds.
No, and it's been relatively static for 5 years, and the message for us today is to really try to think about how we can move that dial. So what can we do differently in terms of engaging community, government, and wider partners to try and improve those numbers?
Now, if there's a woman goes down in front of me, a man goes down in front of me, am I more likely, and I've got a defib, am I more likely to defib the man?
Look, that's what the stats say. So somewhere in the area of about 60% of women don't get defibrillation. Their odds of survival are 50% worse. So there's definitely a call out to think differently about how we approach women for cardiac arrest.
Why do you think that is?
There's a few things that we could have a bit of a chat about. I think for me, probably the one that we're really interested in moving the dial on is the stigma associated with potentially exposing a woman's chest to be able to do CPR, putting defib pads on and giving it a go. It's not weird, we should just be doing it.
100%. If for any woman out there who's just had cardiac arrest, you're not caring whether someone's going to see your tutas or not.
No, my mum would be furious if we didn't go and do CPR on her. She'd give me a good slap afterwards.
Exactly, exactly. So we actually just need to get that out of our heads.
Absolutely, 100%.
Right. And do you think that would have a meaningful impact on whether they survive or not?
Oh, I think we know that survivability improves when you get a defibrillator, when somebody's calling for help, and when there's good CPR. It doubles your chances of survival. So if we can move the dial for women, but for everybody, it's going to have an impact.
What about why there are so many men who have cardiac arrest in the first place? Is that just because we're worse diets, more stress, what?
Yeah, look, I think the odds in terms of cardiac health, which would be a precursor to cardiac arrest, are not in men's favour. So perhaps some of the lifestyle decisions that we make, maybe losing a little bit of weight, maybe living a bit healthier, certainly will make an impact.
Okay, and why have you guys decided to look at this? Just because it's been static for 5 years? Hey, was it coming down and then now it's just kind of plateaued?
It's relatively static for the previous 5 years. We publish this report every year, but the big call for us this year is what can we do in terms of community education, community defibrillation, and make this a whole of country approach and not just the ambulance service.
All right, appreciate your time this morning. Thanks so much for being with me. From St John, it's John Moores.